Everything is
Okay, so thank you. Oh, I'm so blessed.
Hello, and welcome to Grace Gallery. My name is Asa Faye. I am the curator here at Grace Gallery, and I want to thank everybody for listening here today for First Friday. This is our first Friday back since the COVID incident has first begun. Yes, I don't want to say the other word. I'm avoiding that other word, and you know what that is. So, and we are so blessed and thankful today to have an artist here. Her name is Ruth, and she is a wonderful author, a multi-author here, and she has a number of books that she has produced and published, and she also is dealing with a world record holder, so I'll explain more of that later. And she is also an advocate. Thank you very much. And I think all of you
I also talk about debt, how to avoid irritated being words, you know, like we now live in a society to people where we just buy and we spend money even if we can't afford it. Kind of credit card was because you don't know what I'm going through, right? We all need scars. Talk about how you world around us struggle with when you go to bed at night. I don't know what's design. When I was pregnant, I had somebody tell me that you see the music on your. So we are not happy with what we have. So we want to ever try that. And once you get into debt, just putting it out, they say like just borrow your money, put it in the belly. A lot of people don't understand that for you to get out of debt, you have to stop borrowing. Period. But people and then say, okay, about instead of concentrating on what you're doing is just that you have. That may be more special. Yeah. So eventually, next thing will be, don't tell me, keep it to yourself. So pray for me if you love me, right? Things in life. Yeah. I talk about how you can find a job. Why this is happening, what happens in life, because remember, free time. That was who I was when you're a victim of trauma. I used to say, why consolidate your losses, why did she follows you, and so you say the why is why I said, once you check, I was depressed. Check your work. How much did you work? Like God, I said, God, if we look a lot. The other people know it. And then I was right about know your words when you didn't place, find a church. Yeah, remember I just told you I was talking to my publicist today and I told him so it's good to go to church. Because I value myself enough. I sometimes don't want to say during that moment why God gave me a subject, you know. Yeah. So know your words, so stay deep change the situation. And I love Epsom salts. Use the snowball method. Epsom pains. You know, there's one thing that I've seen. I love about disease. Because they're full of wisdom. The snowball method is a way you start paying off a person. The smallest amount of dirt, and then you finish, and then when you like 2 days ago, I mentioned already go to the next one, trails, and we started talking now. When you finish your small, before you know you're rocks in the before you know, so now you have more money to pay amplify the GF, so that two cans, right? As long as you don't cancel in the 30s and it can make money. 75. You cannot borrow yourself out. She told me his secret was just exercising and being. He talked about disease. It's funny because when I started talking about disease, we had other diseases that was not coronavirus. So I also get some of. And in this book I said we all know that this world is filled with horrible diseases. The Epsom salt as a unit, the world is really bad. I learned from a lady already now that I dated with Costco. She said, some diseases don't you feel pain? Very, very I will just go home when one is sick, it's a disease, they make my back pain better. So how do we deal with disease? And then I also talk in this book about how we can support others. And then in this book, in chapter 4, I talk about death. And the way I look at death is I'm a dreaded belief of being healed from diseases through medicine, and it's a dreaded end to everybody. There's some people that believe that only God to save them from disease, but God gave us a natural environment. But the world wisdom and knowledge that if we take this
I don't look at
medicine
it that way.
and we take it,
No, I
we're gonna
definitely
be
do
healed.
not.
That's
I
why
used to,
God gave
though.
us a
I
variety
don't
of fruits,
as much,
vegetables.
but
Definitely.
hey, it scares me.
You too, yeah. So depending, we all
Well,
take
I think it does have something to do with age. Like if you are younger,
So
like
I talk about
Rachel's
when you're,
age.
yeah.
Yes,
sick,
back
there's some ways you can
then,
aid
I
this.
probably would have been, probably
Like
would
instead
have
of
thought of death
concentrating on
as a
your
bad
illness,
thing.
like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm feeling good.
You
or
know,
this and
thinking
that,
of
that
death now,
brings the
I
depression. So
certainly
watch
don't look
comedy.
at it in a bad way anymore at all. I don't know if that's my maturity or whatever it is, but for the last 15 or 20 years, I haven't felt like that about death. I've actually felt, positive about death. And the last few deaths that I've gone through, I always look at it as, a new beginning, a new life, and a new start. And it's kind of helped me to ease and get through the grieving process that much easier. I really haven't gone through grieving process for, oh gosh, a long time. The last time I think I ever went through a real serious grieving process was, of course, the death of my grandma and grandpa Butler, both of those, leaving the world. But that was a long time ago. But the other deaths I've encountered just recently, like I've had a lot of deaths in my family just recently, and yeah, no, I haven't gone through the grieving process at all because I look at it as, now it's a new lease on life. Now it's a new beginning.
It's
And
continuation.
it's a good new beginning
It's so
actually,
scary, though.
because they're out of their pain and their suffering. That's over and done with. Thanks be to God that they are no longer suffering anymore, because I know what they were going through and the agony they were going through. I know the agony my grandmother LaFave was going through. She didn't like the fact that she was still alive because her husband had passed on. She really wanted to go shortly thereafter her husband, but she lived on for a long, long time, long after her husband, and she didn't like that at all. It was agony for her every day. But just out of her soul and her emotions and all of that being all wound up every day, she did suffer many strokes. She did start to get dementia. She did start to get this and that and all the other things added on to it, but and eventually passed away through those and because of those. But basically she really regretted not passing around the same time as her husband. She really wanted to go the same time as her husband.
Yes, but this when you are older, it's okay. There comes a point when we have to go. But when you are young, and when you also are facing, let's say, sudden death in your family, it's dreaded because it just happened. Most of the time when you see somebody who has been sick, when they die, we say they have rested because they've been going through so much pain. But when it comes to sudden death, that's a different type of death we're talking about. That death, nobody's ever prepared for sudden death. So the grieving process for somebody who's suffering from the loss, just like some people who just had coronavirus and they just lost their relative just like that. The grieving process for that is not as easy. So I talk about how to deal with dread, with death, and I talk about sudden death in here. And my uncle, my dad's brother, he woke up one morning. He said he was going to buy bread. He never came back home. So when you're dealing with that type of death, you gotta be strong because it's not easy to deal with that. And it happens. A lot of people in road accidents every day, and they never come home. So nobody's ever prepared for that type of death. So I talk about how you can cope dealing with that, and then the benefits of meditation. And then I talk about divorce. We live in a society where divorce is high. And in chapter 7, I talk about domestic abuse, and then I also talk about drug abuse. So I'll skip the other chapters, and then I'll talk about drug abuse, Brantford and opioids. Oh my God. I just,
Don't even go
Now
there.
that is an epidemic.
it is an epidemic.
This is not.
Don't even go there. Don't even go there. We could talk forever for
I
that
know,
subject.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. So we need
Let's
to
move on.
we need to keep Brantford in our prayers. What happens over there by Tim Hortons is terrible.
Yes, it's not good.
It's not good.
My neighbor is a fireman, and
Yeah.
and he said yeah.
Yeah. So we keep praying for Brantford and and our youth. You know, this opioid addiction is
They're
not
just,
good.
they're lost.
Yeah.
They're just so lost.
So, like I said, Amazon did not deliver the books on time, but you can grab the books on Amazon, or I can drop them with the Aiden next week when I get them.
Well, I would like one, but I'm not going to order offline.
Okay, I'm gonna sign them for you.
Okay.
So, before COVID came, I was thinking about how the world has gone crazy, like we were talking earlier. And I wrote this book, Living Your Life in Reverse. So, living your life in reverse, like I said, I've lived in 3 continents. I lived in Africa, I lived in Europe, and now I'm in Canada. But all these places I've lived, I've seen how we live life, and I compare our lives in the way that my grandmother, who grew up in a rural home in Chivu, she did not have electricity, she did not have clean water, but she lived a long life. How is that possible?
Well, it's possible. That's just it. It is possible
Yes, it
to
is.
live a long life.
Yeah,
And I don't care what kind of toxins you have. When you've got
yeah.
a positive frame of mind,
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking 96 for myself.
Oh, that's good.
I'm thinking it's possible because she lived a simple life. If you
Exactly.
live a
That
simple
too,
life,
you're right.
yeah, if you live a simple life,
Mhm.
you can live a long, long time.
Yes.
It's even shown in the Bible.
Yes.
People who live a simple life can live a very, very long, fulfilling life.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so I talk about how the world and society now is just like go, 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 go. Nobody has time for anybody. People are always too busy. I mean, our society and our generation is so lazy. I was walking in the grocery aisle of a supermarket and I saw that frozen French toast. Like, who's so lazy to make French toast?
A lot of people.
I'm like, okay, why can't we just make our own food? So let's go back to the basics.
Lazy. And they do, you know what? They don't know that
Yeah.
those foods
Mhm.
are toxic.
Mm-hmm.
And they just don't know. And it's not their fault. How would they know unless they knew?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where one person at a time, I tell you, oh my gosh, that's toxic. Well, what do you mean it's toxic? Well, there's this. It's it's one person I pray to God. Why are you giving me this information? What do you want me to do with it?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just heard the words one day,
Mhm.
one person at a time.
So this is what this book is all about. It's all about living your life in reverse. It's about going back to the old days where family mattered. You know, like we now live in a world where we hold on to grudges. There's a lot of unforgiveness. Where I grew up, it's not common for somebody to say, I don't talk to my mother. I haven't spoken to my mother in 10, 15, 20 years. Why? Like, what is it that your parent has done that you cannot forgive them? Because I have learned that we need to forgive. Like, I was in my own bondage because I did not forgive. So we need to go back to the basics whereby, you know what, it's okay. We're going to have bad days. We're going to be angry. It's our emotions. God gave us emotions for a reason. And it's okay to get angry. But just don't stay angry.
Don't stay there, yeah.
Yes, just don't stay angry. So I talk about that in this book, and I talk how forgiveness brings healing. Okay, in this book I talk about how we live in a society where people just say, I want a house, I want a car, I want new clothes, and I want more money. It's all about wants. While this is not bad, we have become enslaved to materialism and we have lost touch with real life. It's not all about money. It's not all about wants. The side of life that enjoys us to enjoy the simple things. Things like reading books from the library, breathing clean air, walking to our destinations. I walk every day. Have you been following my steps on Facebook?
I have.
Yeah. I walk a lot. I walk.
Me and Rachel are walkers too. We walk everywhere. We walk down the trails and stuff like that. We do like, Rachel and I are long distance walkers. We do like 5, 6, 7 hour walks.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god, and I thought I was
We really invest.
Tracy also does long distance walking too. I've done a few long distance walks with Tracy over there
There's
too.
so many trails, man.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, take me with you.
I'm not
7
a
hours?
7 hour girl.
Oh, yeah.
What? Where do you
An hour and a
go?
half, 2 hours, right? Like,
Well, outside the city limits, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, all day, the moment you wake up till the moment you go to bed, you're
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
What? Oh my god.
There's trails
I
all
live
over
in
the
that side,
car.
but I don't walk.
I'll bike
I do
and walk.
Yeah.
What, Aiden? So how many steps do you take when you walk all day?
I don't know. I don't have one of those counters, so I have no idea.
It's on your phone.
We just do it a couple times
So-
a week.
You do it a couple times a week?
Yeah.
Like you go all day?
We usually go like
We go
early
late
in the
at night
morning
or
because
early
it's
in the
nice
morning.
and cool at that time.
What?
We don't go during the day. We go
Or
during
we'll leave at
very
like 10 or
early
11
mornings.
and then go till 3 and 4 in the morning because it's kind of cooler sometimes.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So you guys are living your lives in reverse because that's what we are supposed to be doing actually. You're supposed to spend more time.
Well, we're not supposed to be. We're supposed to be sleeping at that time.
Peaceful when no one's around.
Yeah. That's funny. So these are the books. That's what I talk about. And okay, I talk about greenhouses, and how everybody can actually plant their own foods. You know, like you can have your own in the summer. You can have your own tomatoes. You know, that's what our grandparents did, right? Like they were more outdoors, more. They did stuff by themselves. They were not.
Everything tastes better when you grow it yourself. right?
Yeah.
Everything
Oh, yeah.
is so
Way better.
dense and
Yeah.
vibrant when
Yeah.
it,
Like
you know?
local strawberries compared to store strawberries,
Yeah.
not even the same fruit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Okay. So the health, the health industry, I was talking about, like there's so many health products on the market right now. And sometimes it may seem there's like a magic pill to live up to 75 years old, but there's no pill or drink. The one secret to a long life is your day-to-day activities.
Mm.
So eating organic foods, although organic foods are expensive, just eat fresh foods and make the food yourself. I promote made at home and I support made at home versus
I
made
hate
in a
cooking,
factory.
so-
Yeah,
You know, I promote made at home.
yeah.
Absolutely, as long as I'm not cooking. Seriously. I don't care what you give me, it could be a peanut butter and jam sandwich,
Yeah.
as long as I don't have to do it.
But then you're just feeding toxins
But
in your
I
body.
love people who love
Because it's all sugar.
You do. So how
Oh.
often do you cook at all? Once or twice a week?
Okay, well, maybe once a week,
Once a
maybe.
week. And what do you cook
Because
when
many, I buy as much as I can organically.
Yeah.
So pasta's big on my menu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't cook a lot. I'm not a good cook.
So when you do cook, you
When I do cook, it tastes really great.
Mhm.
I don't want to tell people that I'm actually a good cook because I don't like cooking. I don't like cooking, right? But I'm not a chef.
Yeah.
But I just tell everybody, no, I can't cook. You don't want to eat my food.
Okay. That's interesting, right, Aiden?
Well, I'm the complete opposite. I know I'm a good cook, and I don't mind cooking.
And so there's nothing wrong with that. So
That's
you
right.
appreciate someone who
That's why I
enjoys
have
your
these.
cooking.
That's why I have these events at my house, because normally I do cook something really yummy and delicious for
Well, I
you.
don't believe you. I think you should
But-
give us a test.
But unfortunately, because of this incident that we find ourselves in, COVID, I didn't make anything for today, and I probably won't be for the rest of the year
Really?
until next year when all this blows
Because your
over.
website
Hopefully,
said that there were.
normally there is. Normally there is, but not
Because
this year because of
I
this
always come
incident.
for the food because I hate to cook. I'm joking, but you know, this,
Next time. We'll see. We'll see. We have to wait till COVID, till the Brant food, till the Brant Health Unit opens it up to where there's no more issues whatsoever, you know. And then we can start serving food here again. And then I'll start making all things from scratch again.
well, I'm holding you to that.
I definitely will be. Oh, I can guarantee it. I used to make, when I first started Grace Gallery, I actually made meals for people. I made steak dinners and hamburgers and all kinds of fancy
Where was I then? Gee.
I don't know where you were then, but anyway, yeah, that's what I first started out with, and yeah, I actually made fancy
So
meals
are you
for
a good
people.
cook?
Yeah, well, I cannot say I'm a bad cook. I'm on camera. No, I like to cook my food, but I'm very curious. So, have you ever hosted Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving yourself?
I have.
And who cooked it?
There's a story behind that. That's a long story. I cooked it.
You cooked it.
That's why it's. You know what? One year,
Yeah.
Christmas dinner didn't happen until 10 p.m.
What?
Wow,
Because I cooked it.
wow,
Seriously. Oh, it was funny.
that must have been a good turkey.
It was really, really good, but, you know, 10 o'clock at night.
People were waiting.
Well, did you know that's actually standard dinner time in Italy?
10 p.m.
Yep,
What?
Really?
yep.
I
Yep,
was
that's
in
when
there,
they
but
have
I
dinner.
don't remember- well,
That's when they have
In
dinner.
Italy, you eat all the time, all day, right?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, right.
Well, if you're at the bar, yes, they'll have wine and they'll have a little snack with it, right? But you don't actually have your real sit-down meal with your family until 10 p.m. That's when you actually have your real meal.
Really? I
Yeah,
did not
and
know
it's a
that.
6-course meal. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. It's bizarre. It's really weird. But anyway,
Wow.
I've been to Italy so many times, but I that's another story for another day.
Okay, so you see, there's a lot of stories coming out. She has a story. See, everybody has a story to tell. She could actually write a book about your Christmas that. And Aiden could write a story about your Italian experiences.
Yeah.
And like, I've never. I didn't know that there's a place in the world where people eat dinner at 10 p.m. Like, what time do they
Yeah, I
go to
didn't
bed?
know that either.
What
Yeah,
time do they sleep?
2 a.m.
Yeah, so that's amazing though. So yeah, let's learn to reset our lives and live our lives in reverse. Let's go to the old ways where we families played board games and spent quality time together. Let's reset and limit the number of times we play video games online. Let's replace it with human interactions. Let's have dinner without looking down at our phones the entire time. Does anybody do that in your house?
Have
Well,
you seen anybody look at their
I
phone
try,
yet?
and- you know what, how do you tell kids who think they know it all, right? 22 and 23. You know what, if you don't move that from the table, I will throw it across the room. But no, you know, get off your phone, we're having dinner here. They don't always listen though, because of course they know it all, right?
My parents' rules were always no phones at the table, no newspaper at the table, no reading materials at the table,
Well,
no mail at
and
the
I
table.
agree with that.
Take it
That's
all
a type
away.
of,
Take
you
it
know,
all away. Nothing at the
connecting.
dinner table. When dinner is served, all that has to go. You can do it right before dinner, but as soon as dinner is served, it's gone. TV as well. That was my dad's rule. Make sure the TV is off. No TV at dinner.
Yeah, so we need to go back to those old times where family actually sat together and actually had conversations. Other than this, they'll be like, "Oh my God, did you see that? It's a score! Oh, how can you miss that? Oh, he's watching. Did you see what the Leafs did? Oh, the Blue Jays suck." Yeah, I've seen that. It's funny because I was talking to somebody and they're like, I know a friend of mine. There was a time like talked to him like, "What's going on?" "Oh, I have baseball depression." Come on. They're getting paid millions of dollars and
Yeah.
you're getting
And our
yourself
police
involved.
officers get how much?
Yeah.
Something's going on there, right?
Like, don't get so much into this. Don't get emotionally attached to the game and these people, because at the end of the day, they're gonna make their dollars and go home, and you are suffering from the game, depression from the game, right? Yeah. Oh, our team said, "Oh, we lost again. Oh, they gotta fire the manager." Your emotions come out, but if those emotions came out for your family or for your friends, that would be such good emotions. Imagine if your friend was fighting for you, saying, "I want you to be positive," you know? Yeah, you gotta get out of this, you know? You don't even call them. Rather watch the game, eh? Sad. Okay. We're talking about gadgets in this book as well, and then I took there's an article that I found I put in this book that was written by Linda Carroll, who's a health contributor to the NBC. They did a research of 8 cancers, including smoking-related and HIV-associated cancers. For the 6 of the 12, most of them were to do with our lifestyles, you know, the cancers. Maybe that's why now we have a lot of cancers in our generation, because our lifestyles have changed a lot. Like, we don't do, like, you guys spend the whole day outside. How many other people are doing that? A lot of people just spend the whole day Netflixing. What can I watch? You binge watch Netflix all day, you know what I mean?
That connection with nature is a key component, I think.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I always feel better.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know what I mean? If you're overthinking stuff, or sometimes I get a little anxious in life and stuff, like when we go for walks, I was even telling last time, it always helps me like alleviate that feeling, like I just get lost in it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So you guys are doing amazing, because the misconception that a lot of people have, you know, is that we don't embrace our bodies. You know, I have seen people that are skinny and have so many issues because we lie to ourselves, because I'm not obese, I'm okay. I don't need to exercise. I can eat everything that I want to eat because I am skinny. But I spoke to a lady 2 years ago in Mississauga. She had this body. I said, "Oh my goodness." I was envying her body. I said, I just wish my body was like yours. And since talking to that woman, I love my body. Everybody must love their
You
bodies.
have to.
Because
You
she
know,
said,
how could you not? You've got it for the rest of your life. You've had it for your whole life.
yeah,
Embrace it.
yes. I learned to embrace my body because she said, I would not want to swap my body with you, because the things that I go through on the inside are so terrible. I wouldn't wish them on anybody else. Yes.
Yeah, it's that poison.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
we hold on to.
Yeah. So I learned a lot that we have to embrace ourselves. Like, and the way that I've always said, and I say this in a lot of my speeches, that the way we are as humanity is, we are God's garden, you know? The world we live in is God's garden of flowers, but these flowers are in the form of humans, whereby you get people, when you get blacks, you get whites, you get Asians. We're all the same, because when God created us, He saw that He needed to beautify this world. Imagine in your garden, if only you had red roses, you didn't have pink roses, you didn't have white roses, you didn't have hyacinths, you didn't have daffodils, you didn't have all these. Your garden would have been so bland, right? So for us to be like a botanical garden, God's botanical garden of human beings, we have to be different. That's what beautifies our world. If we are all the same, it won't be nice. It'll be bland. So we beautify our world the way we are. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Did I interrupt?
No,
No, we just wait for you.
just
What are you waiting for me?
He could.
This is Martin.
Hi, Martin.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Martin.
Come on in. Come on.
I'm gonna grab this chair, is that all right?
Go right ahead, sir.
Okay.
Go right ahead. Thank you so much for coming.
You bet.
We're chatting about wisdom.
Wisdom.
And she's a little smarty pants this Just smarty pants.
She's smarty pants, thank you. Yeah, so I was talking about us as human beings on earth, that we are like God's botanical garden, because without the variety of flowers, the gardens would be so bland. And everybody plays a role in society. And I always give this example of dandelions. You know, dandelions are a nuisance in our gardens. In our lawn, we hate dandelions. That's why we get them out of our lawns, right? Because in as much as they're beautiful, then they don't beautify our lawns the way that we want our lawns to look. But when you put dandelions in a forest, when you're taking your walk, do you know that when you're taking a walk out there on the trails, that all these wild flowers look beautiful? So
I leave my dandelions now.
you do?
Well, apparently they're very healthy for you.
They're really good for the bees
Yeah.
too.
The only part of a dandelion you can't eat is the stem because it's got that poisonous milk in
You
it.
can eat the
But you
leaves
can
and
eat
the root
anything
and
else
the
on a
flower.
Okay, well,
dandelion.
I didn't know that.
The
That's good to
dandelion
know.
root you can boil and make into a tea, or you can make it into a medicine. It's got medicinal purposes. The leaves can be made into a salad.
Yeah, they put it in spring mix most
Yeah.
of the time.
Yeah,
And
and
beetroot top.
and I don't know what the petals are used for. I don't know what the flower
No, but I
petals are
think
used
people
for.
do these dessert things with it though.
So
So-
But you're right, it's like a weed, it's getting more like, appreciated for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, I didn't know the medicinal, so now I just let them grow.
yeah, the
wherever
root
they
the
want. I
root
haven't
definitely
tried
has
them though
medicinal
yet.
purposes. It's just I don't know what the medicinal purpose
It's good for the
is
liver.
exactly.
Yeah, there's vitamin B's.
But you boil the root. That's what you do. You boil the root.
So you're telling me tomorrow I can actually have a dandelion smoothie?
Yes,
Yes.
with the flower too.
Yes, let the dandelions grow, let the roots mature, and then have a nice boiled dandelion root smoothie.
You may have eaten dandelion and not realized it in salads.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
for sure.
like salad.
You
I'm
never
not
eat
a
spring
salad
mix?
girl.
Spring mix? Because
No.
it's usually in that, like, those
It's-
packages you get, it's
Oh,
always
it's so
been.
healthy, right? No, I don't like salads.
It's
I
the,
don't-
it's the
I
dark
don't.
bitter one that's
There's
in there.
nothing tasty about them, right? Not that I don't eat them. It's just kind of the last thing on my list. Yeah.
I like putting a big mix of everything in.
Do you?
Yeah, like nuts or, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I don't know, it doesn't necessarily have to be like leaf heavy either, and you can put like a lot of herbs in it. One time have mint with cucumbers is really good, or basil. If you put fresh things in, I don't know, it's just a plain old salad with just dreaded thing like lettuce, like how some places do it, is not.
Well, when I found out that lettuce had no nutritional value at all, it just had 0 calories, I'm not
Just-
eating it. I don't like it.
Well, that's just true for head lettuce, like all the other
Right?
stuff does.
Yeah, iceberg
So
lettuce
when I
is
found
just
that out,
Yeah.
I didn't have to eat it because it had no nutritional value.
Yeah, but there's water in it.
That's
It's
it.
good to hydrate yourself.
Well,
Okay, so when we are done, she's going to sit here. She has a story to tell. She has to tell us why she hates salads. She has to tell us why she hates cooking. She has to tell us why she hates doing all these
but
things.
I love eating. I
She won't go on camera though, so that's not gonna work.
Okay.
But when you taste that food,
Yeah.
it's a simple pleasure. It's so.
She can write a book called Why I Hate Everything.
Exactly. That's a good
There's your
topic,
next
yeah.
book.
Here's your book. Okay, so where was I? Oh my goodness.
Dandelions.
Okay, dandelions. So they beautify our world. So everybody, the human race, humanity as a whole, we are beautiful in God's eyes. And what I was talking about, how we all need different